Hello, my name is Chaplain Michael. I want to first thank those that participated and attended the conference. Buckle up for prayer. I want to remind everyone that your wellness and your health is important, not only for our officers, but for our first responders and also our prayer partners. I pray and I hope that you all get something out of this video, and always remember that it's okay to not be okay. But in that case, reach out to someone and allow someone to help you process the situation that you're going through.
What you share and what you don't share. A lot of times, I'm sure I can speak for a lot of people up here, there's times where I get texts and calls and I'm not answering. And you kind of have to explain yourself that it's not, hey, I got stuck on something, a command post or whatever, I just couldn't, and I'm sorry. And you know, what happened with it? You kind of give the edited version most times, and that's generally what I am doing. Also using it as a teaching tool. I also have a 13-year-old who knows everything, just ask him. And when I tell him about some of the things that I've encountered during the course of the day, it's a teaching moment and a learning moment, because I don't want him to end up on that side of things, and that's kind of how I explain it to him. So I think a lot of things, from my perspective, you really have to give a little, but you also have to hold a little in, because if you start sharing too much, in one of the classes we just had, there's like, if you don't have a law enforcement competent therapist and you start telling them about your day, you're going to make them cry.
Thank you guys for that. A couple of things, like what you guys are doing right now is the support that we need. Being here and being consistent in this type of involvement is huge. It's largely unseen though, right? Like we don't have the media here broadcasting this across the valley. There's only a handful of officers seeing this. But there is true power in prayer, as discussed by the chief. And I think there's power in prayer, but there's unifying power that comes from prayer. When people from various backgrounds and a diverse group of people are praying for the same thing, I believe there's a unifying effect that comes from that. And so we ask for your guys' prayers.
Family, right? So I was pushing them away. So I was feeling, I was depressed. But anytime somebody asked me, I said, I'm okay. My partner that I started the academy with works with me in Seattle also. I never told him. I didn't tell anybody, right? So I was getting hopeless, and on top of that, self-destructive. I was eating and eating and eating. Right here, Comfort Donut. Probably 6 a day. We go to the donut shop. Yes, cops eat donuts. 2 o'clock every morning, we go to the donut shop. Eat like 6 a day. Right? That's what was happening. And, you know, and this goes along with, I should say, creating relationships, right? That's why I said, hey, he asked, when should we eat? I said, eat during my talk, because eating is important, right? It's love. And I think we become closer that way, like family, right?
That's right.
So my thing is, first time I meet you, you're my friend. Second time, we're family, right?
Tapping, journaling, there's tons and tons of techniques. I believe we got to catch suicide way downstream. Like you're saying, and teaching as kids, teaching everybody, being relentless about it. So what I want to challenge you to do, there's a brochure. It took 10 years to make this simple little brochure. 4 little simple tools, everything's free, PDFs, videos, just breathing, simple, easy techniques. I like to say they're too good to be true, and they work, but they don't work if you don't use them. And in my favorite
there's also therapists and different programs that we can use to let it out and get it off our chest, and that's all I need.
Okay, all right. Good, good.
The details of that. The good thing with fire, we're all a family, but we actually live in a fire station with one another for 48 hours. So that bond becomes extremely tight. So you do share amongst your coworkers if you're struggling a little bit. We're also pretty fortunate we have a peer support team within the fire service that are made up of other firefighters that we can reach out to and talk to them. Obviously our chaplains. And then also too, we also have our mental health, behavioral health coverage that we have through our insurance that we use as well. But mainly, once again, I think it's easier to share with people that are actually living the same experiences versus sharing it with my family that you try to protect.
All right.
So we can take it ourselves. So a lot of officers hold things in a situation, not only at work, but at home, because we feel like, the passion is not there. They're just here for us to give us treats and go. But if you come once a week, say who you are, genuinely present yourself, genuinely grab that person and say, what do you need us to pray for at work or at home? It can change mindsets, because my friend close to me committed suicide. And it hurt. He was an officer with a man of God.
Yeah.
But no one genuinely cared. The department provided the things they provided for concerning policy and procedure. But do you really care about what I'm going through? Do you really care about the call I just came from? Or are you just saying it just to say it? That's what we need, and I believe we add that into the departments. I believe you can see a change, not only because
they're not right? So how do I really find the support that I need to get me through this situation, right? And so I think having these types of conversations like we're doing here is wonderful. I also think we should bring them back to our respective churches, because we don't talk about this type of stuff in church. We don't talk about TIP in church. We don't talk about suicide prevention in churches, and so that people that come in who may feel alone, who God just may have led and wandered into the church, they can hear about these different small groups, and then now maybe they can join one of these small groups and therefore in turn get the support that's needed.
It's not necessarily part of our protocol, but with my own friends, and I think it totally relates to the exact same story. Don't be afraid to reach in. She didn't say reach out when she was giving her talk to that big attended audience, but she said, if I'd only reached in one more time, my dad might be here. And you'll be refused, and you'll be refused, and you'll be refused. But again, maybe through that strength, through what you know is your foundation, just don't be afraid to reach in. You can be told no,